Hello? I don't think anyone's in here right now, but you guys can see it on the replay, I guess. Right now I'm making a video. Video's going on right now. Alright, so we're just pretty much reacting to a bunch of random stuff this stream. I don't really know what I felt like doing. I have to go on a vacation tomorrow. Not really have to. I get to go on a vacation tomorrow, I guess. And we're going to Florida, and you have to go on a vacation tomorrow to Florida, and it's going to be in Orlando and Miami. We're going to go see a Magic and Bucks game, and then after that, we're seeing a Heat and Cavs game. So I guess that'll be like pretty fun or whatever. I'm going with my dad and one other friend. Anyway, this is the 07/25/2005 explained video. I think it's about SpongeBob right now. I just skimmed through it a little bit, but I don't really know what it's about. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch it.
Hi, SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
Chances are, you may have seen a video which depicts a broadcast glitch on an episode of SpongeBob. The episode Your Shoes Untied can be seen not being broadcasted as it usually is, with lots of stuttering, skipping, and repeating the same parts. However, there seems to be several videos on YouTube that claim to show the real footage of this broadcasting glitch. Today, we're going to explain this story and answer the age-old question, is it real, or is this just another phony fake? Let's dive in. The very first July 25th, 2005 video on YouTube is from a user named Nice and Cool, and the video was uploaded on July 6th,
I forgot to unmute myself. Alright, so we have to do that whole thing all over again now. Alright, so this whole stream is pretty much just going to be reactions and stuff. Didn't really know what else to do this late night. I was going to play some Minecraft, but then again, I didn't really feel like it. And I had to go, and I'm going to Orlando tomorrow, and I have to wake up at 7, so I'm planning on sleeping on the plane a lot. So I just figured I'd stay up really late tonight, then get a lot of sleep on the plane and on the way to the plane. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this video. It's called 07/25/2005 explained. I'm pretty sure it's about SpongeBob, so yeah. I don't really know what about SpongeBob though. I'm going to have to check the audio as soon as I hit play though, so I'll probably restart it anyway.
Hi, SpongeBob.
I just gotta wait till he starts saying stuff, and then
SpongeBob.
I can probably just, I don't know, talk right now what I'm doing. Hang on, I just gotta check the audio real quick.
Chances are, you may have seen a video which depicts a broadcast glitch on an episode of SpongeBob. The episode Your Shoes Untied can be seen not being broadcasted as it usually is, with lots of stuttering, skipping, and repeating the same parts. However, there seems to be several videos on YouTube that claim to show the real footage of this broadcasting glitch. Today, we're going to explain this story and answer the age-old question, is it real, or is this just another phony fake? Let's dive in.
Alright,
The very
then.
first
I think it
July
should be good. I'm gonna
25th,
restart the video because I didn't hear anything.
Hi, SpongeBob.
God, I need a haircut.
SpongeBob.
What the heck is this?
Chances are, you may have seen a video which depicts a broadcast glitch on an episode of SpongeBob. The episode Your Shoes Untied can be seen not being broadcasted as it usually is, with lots of stuttering, skipping, and repeating the same parts. However, there seems to be several videos on YouTube that claim to show the real footage of this broadcasting glitch. Today, we're going to explain this story and answer the age-old question, is it real, or is this just another phony fake? Let's dive in. The very first July 25th, 2005 video on YouTube is from a user named Nice and Cool, and the video was uploaded on July 6th, 2020. The video shown here doesn't seem too realistic at all, and definitely doesn't look like a Nickelodeon broadcast from 2005. It more seems like this user just added a bunch of filters to the video, static effects,
Something.
and called it a day.
As
2 days later, Nice and Cool would upload a sequel to the first video, which only further proves my point that these specific videos are just not real at all. This is definitely just an edited version of Your Shoes Untied with a few filters and squeezed into the little TV JPEG they have here. This video actually shows more to this broadcasting glitch than the Your Shoes Untied part, as we get to see a broadcasting glitch of Gary takes a bath with a frame of SpongeBob flashing before the screen just goes black. It turns out that both of these videos are all part of a special SpongeBob ARG, and they should be treated as that rather than just a simple fake SpongeBob video. Now, another interesting thing about this is that Nice and Cool actually commented on this video saying someone wrote a creepypasta about this video. So how about we take a look at the creepypasta itself, shall we? So on the Trollpasta wiki, as one of the top results when searching for 7/25/2005, there is a story simply called 7/25/2005, just like the videos. Now, I'm gonna read the full story to you guys, but I'm also gonna include the images that they actually included with this story so that you guys don't get too bored, all right? Ready? Here we go. On the night of July 25th, 2005, Nickelodeon experienced a mysterious and unexplainable glitch during the airing of one of the episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. This strange glitch caused a specific SpongeBob episode to glitch out and morph in strange ways. A few lucky people were able to catch a glimpse of the episode, and some clips of the episode made it onto YouTube, making this occurrence known to the public. I myself am one of the people that witnessed the incident. I was chilling at home one night, scrolling through channels on the remote, and found that an episode of SpongeBob was airing. Nick, they forgot to put the on. I was bored at the time because I didn't know what to do that would keep me entertained, so I decided to watch it. The episode that was on was Your Shoes Untied and Gary Takes a Bath, though I believed I missed a part of the episode. I continued watching, but I noticed something odd. When Patrick said, "Hey SpongeBob," SpongeBob wouldn't move. He wouldn't even reply. He just stood there as the camera zoomed into his body. Patrick was confused at this. "SpongeBob?" he asked, but SpongeBob didn't reply. He just stood there staring at the screen as the camera zoomed in on him. Then SpongeBob got up for a split second twice, which made it look like he was gasping for air. He continued to stay on SpongeBob's body until cutting to static after a few minutes.
Wait, so is this like a special Nickelodeon aired episode, or did it like actually just glitch out, you think? Oh, who am I kidding? Nobody's in chat right now. Anyway, I guess I'll get some comments on YouTube video, maybe. Potentially.
Now, I've seen this episode a million times, but this wasn't it. It cut to SpongeBob laying on the floor, but now he's at the Krusty Krab in the kitchen. A few seconds later, I cut to SpongeBob's body in a black room, floating in the air in a different direction but in the same pose. Then it immediately cut to SpongeBob and Gary sitting in a huge shoe while Gary slightly moved up and down while a weird distorted music track played. What the heck is going on? I mumbled to myself. After a few more seconds, it cut to static for...
Why did you just randomly start speaking in the third person? Even though it's just nuts that he goes, "What the heck is going on?" I talk to myself. That is so weird. Like, why would you even say it? Has he been talking in the third person this whole time and I just haven't noticed? Because honestly, that could be happening. Yeah, oh well.
For a few seconds and then just went to black. After a minute of nothing but a black screen, the episode Gary Takes a Bath started playing. The episode started out pretty normal, but halfway through the episode, there was a split-second scene of SpongeBob in a distorted visual with Gary. They were just staring at the screen, smiling creepily. It then cut to static. I was confused if this was even the real episode or just some glitch. I tried shutting it off and turning it back on, but the episode stayed the same. I decided to just turn off the TV and went to bed. The next morning, I went and turned on the TV and saw that everything was back to normal. To this day, I still have so many questions about this drug drip of an episode.
Wait, but like... Oh, my laptop died. Hang on. It didn't die, but shut off, you know. Alright, I forgot what I was going to say now. No, but like, that had to have been some episode shot by Nickelodeon to just troll a bunch of people, wasn't it? I mean, it wouldn't just freaked out like that unless it's something to do with like old TV. No, but it happened to a lot of people though. I don't know. Would it have been something on like the old broadcasting thing of the TVs? Because I don't really know how them things work. They use like wires or something. I don't know. I don't believe in wires.
Was I having a bad dream? Was the TV hijacked? To this day, I still don't know what the heck was going on at the time. It's been a couple years since the incident and I still don't have any answers, even after searching through the internet for hours on end. To this day, no one knows how this incident occurred or who or what caused it, but I am determined to find this out for myself. One of these days, the mystery will be solved. So yeah, that was the full story. pretty interesting. Now, this story, from what I could tell, actually seems pretty believable. Like, it's simply just a story about a SpongeBob episode glitch.
Oh, he wasn't talking about his Oh, I forgot he was talking about the creepypasta thing. He wasn't really talking about his own story. That explains a lot more than what was actually happening. I was so confused because he was like talking in the third person the whole time, and I was just so confused as to why he was doing that. But it was just because he was reading off a creepypasta.
Glitching live on air, which is very common to happen with anything on TV. There's no lost episode with hyper-realistic eyes and dark themes that kids would not be allowed to watch. It's just a broadcasting glitch. This story led to many different remakes to suddenly appear on YouTube in 2021, which claim that they have the real footage of July 25th, 2005. This phenomenon would even go viral on TikTok, with many people sharing the creepy videos and giving their thoughts on the matter.
Alright guys, let's talk about 7/25/2005 and what happened on that day. A SpongeBob episode aired that day and actually glitched out and caused static all over the TV and freeze frames to happen. These freeze frames weren't really normal though. A lot of them were really creepy and freaked a lot of kids out. For example, the one behind me.
Now here's the weird part. If you go to any of the comments on some of these remake videos on YouTube, you can actually see a bunch of people who claim they saw this happen the night it occurred. One comment reads, "I remember seeing this. Scared for me was an understatement. I was beyond."
Okay, but how many of these people are just lying? Just because I guarantee you that Spice Bang 2.0 is a 12-year-old who wasn't even born when this thing went on. I can guarantee, because who names their account Spice Bang 2.0? Like, if we're really thinking about it, it's got to be like a 12 to a 3-year-old.
On that. Another comment reads, "Yo, I remember seeing this back in 2005. Honestly."
Along with this one, P9VDC. Why? There's.
I thought it was some kind of hijacking. When I saw it, it seemed too real. One more comment reads, "I remember this. I honestly thought I was dreaming." So with all this, you're probably wondering, well, is this...
Now, that last one was definitely cat. You don't just wake up from that and think, well, you're not just watching that and you're like, oh, I think I'm dreaming right now. No, you're not going to think that. That's just something that he made up. He did not think he was dreaming at all. He was just watching it and wondering how it was going on. Even if he did watch it, I guarantee you he didn't watch it. Because that's just how life goes, you know? I don't really know.
This whole thing even real? Well, let's talk about it. Now, there are many issues with this. First of all, the origins of this phenomenon wasn't even real in the first place. It was just some ARG for people to play. First instance of like this whole phenomenon on YouTube was literally like Nice and Cool's video, which was all just an ARG and not even real in the first place. Second off, and probably the most convincing, why has this incident only just now started getting notoriety on the internet? This is 2005 we're talking about. Don't you think some news outlets, parents online, would go online and ask about this? I can't seem to find anything from July 25th, 2005 that isn't just a bunch of video remakes or word of mouth. There's also the fact that all of these videos that claim to be real are all very different. You could make the argument that this wasn't all on tape, so everyone just made a bunch of videos to see what they think it would have looked like. But at the same time, it's very weird how all these just claim to be the real footage and not faked, or a reimagining of what happened. It also states in the creepypasta that this happened at night, but when you search for the nickname, fake. Now, don't get me wrong, this story is actually pretty good and very believable. Like, I like how there's no dumb cliches like the bloodshot eyes or death. It's just a broadcast glitch of an episode of SpongeBob TV, which is a very realistic situation to happen, and, you know, similar things have happened before. Just the idea of watching SpongeBob at night and this happening is honestly really unsettling and creepy, and I get why this would scare someone, especially at a young age. Overall, this is a pretty good creepypasta and a very believable one at that, and I suggest you check out some of the July 25th, 2005 remakes that do an amazing job at replicating the exact details. I might rank them in the future for a ranking video, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe for more. I just wanted to make this video because I found out about this creepypasta like last week, and it was really confusing, like understanding the story behind it, but I wanted to make a video about it because I find it really interesting. And
I think that's it. I don't think he's doing anything else on I don't think he's doing anything else on that. So we'll go ahead and go to the next video now, which is going to be Film Theory. Okay, Marvel, it's time to panic. And I'm assuming this is talking about like the downfall of Marvel or something. I haven't even scanned through this one. I just clicked play on it. We have 3 more videos after this one, so if somebody like wants to suggest something, maybe. Hang on, let me just go ahead and put that in chat. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and click play on this video and see what it's all about.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, where
been
no
a
matter
minute since I
how
watched
much
some
the
Film
theorist
Theory.
dynasty grows, we promise to never get a big head. Well, theorists, my buddy Paul Rudd is back
I'm Matt Pat. I'm Paul Rudd, star of such hit as I Love You Man.
with a new hit movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Maybe hit is overselling it a bit based on audience review scores for this one, so let me just try the...
Didn't the first Ant-Man have like really good the Ant-Man and the Wasp one? I never watched any of the Ant-Man movies. They just all look pretty stupid to me. I don't really know why, because I watched pretty much all the other Marvel movies during like Phase 4, all that crap. I even watched all the videos. I was such a nerd when it came to Marvel and like Phase 4 and the Thanos era.
Again, of all the MCU movies, Ant-Man Quantumania is one of them. It says a lot about a movie when the most excitement I get is the final title that reveals that the words Ant-Man were actually hidden in Quantumania the entire time. I was like, whoa!
Now that is crazy. And I guarantee you Marvel did not mean to do that. Unless they did. No, they probably did.
Oh, no way! It's like when you find out that the FedEx logo has a secret arrow hiding inside of it. But with... No way! It's like when you find out that the FedEx...
That thing had an arrow inside of it this whole time. Why don't they make these things more obvious in the logo? Like, at least provide a black outline where that arrow is. Don't just give us an arrow and say, hey, there's an arrow there. Like, honestly.
logo has a secret arrow hiding inside of it. But with this latest release, we officially have entered the beginning of MCU Phase 5, where, as the marketing hype says, nothing will ever be the same, which is actually very much the same for Marvel movies. Hey guys, maybe just consider changing up your press releases every once in a while. Or you know what? Never mind, scratch that. Maybe I should be careful what I wish for, considering change is the thing that single-handedly drove this movie into the ground. Well, that and Soggy Bottom MODOK. Seriously, this is like the alternate universe if they had waited to reveal Ugly Sonic as part of the movie. Here, we're just stuck with this thing for 2 hours. Anyway, if you're really into PG Rick and Morty episodes, then this one is the movie for you.
I'm the eye hole man.
Whether you like the film or not, something that I've seen everyone agree on is that things felt off about the story. Scenes that felt awkwardly placed, moments that resolved too quickly, character arcs that were more like character cliffs. And this time, there's no one around to break the fourth wall and argue with producers about it.
None of these storylines make any sense. Is this working for you?
Something major changed here, and I'm not just talking about normal production stuff where things get left on the cutting room floor. There's another movie hiding in here somewhere. One that got chopped up, shuffled around, re-edited, rearranged, and reshot for some reason. And I want to know what that original movie was. I want to see the story that this was trying to tell, because my boy Ant-Man deserved better. I want to still care about this franchise and its Pharaoh Kang that looks like it just rolled out of the Party City. I want to, but it's getting real hard. And if I need to stop caring about this franchise, I want to know what went wrong along the way. Short version, get it? Anyway, I think at one point Scott Lang's adventure to the quantum realm not only had a very different, much darker ending, it also had a more complicated, morally complex story arc for the main character. But here's the biggest twist. I think solving what this movie could have been tells us a fascinating tale of the major mistakes that Marvel and the rest of Hollywood are making right now. Okay, so let me give you the quick recap of the movie we got so we can then, actually piece together the movie we should have got. So it's 2025 and Scott Lang is kind of sort of retired from Ant-Manning since there really hasn't been an Avengers level threat lately, except for a city being taken hostage, a giant kaiju battle over Egypt.
Is it bad that the only reason I knew about like the first Ant-Man was because Dude Perfect had that Paul dude in a video? Am I the only one who knows it, who knew it from that? 'Cause that is just wild. Like a bear.
Multiverse ripping apart in the complete rampage of a deadly witch gone rogue. Everyone just forgot Scott's number for those. So instead, he wrote a book, available on audible.com, I have no doubt. Meanwhile, Hope is running Pym Industries as a do-gooder girl boss, Hank is collecting fat paychecks for mildly reacting to CGI ants, and Janet is definitely not talking about what she did while stuck in the quantum realm for the past 30 years. Seriously, don't even bring it up. She just doesn't have time to talk about it right now, okay, guy? As for Scott's daughter Cassie, she's all grown up into a completely different human being. She's also grown up to be an activist, stealing cop cars and protesting for the land rights of blip victims. So basically, she's a flag smasher. But don't worry, it's okay for her to do it because she's the hero's daughter. She also thinks that the grown-ups in her life are kinda resting on their save the world that one time laurels instead of being as angry about all this stuff like she is. Then everyone gets zapped into the quantum realm so this whole boomers versus zoomers allegory can play out with cool monsters and lasers.
That's how you communicate, isn't it? By metaphor.
The good guys get split up between Hank, Hope, and Janet so she can very slowly reveal the plot, while Scott and Cassie get caught up with a group of refugees being oppressed by an evil dictator, Kang the Conqueror. And yeah, it's going exactly where you think it is. This is the
It's gotta be racist. The only evil dude is the only black guy.
kind of cause that Cassie is super passionate about and she wants to use her powers to help. Scott meanwhile says it's not their fight and he's only focused on getting her home. And with that, we've set up yet again the clear ideological divide between these two characters that will then see inevitably play out over the next 2 hours of Oh, wait, Scott just decides to agree with Cassie. Okay, that was quick to resolve itself. Well, anyway, Cassie gets captured by Kang, forcing Ant-Man to cooperate. They escape and ultimately return, storming the castle with their ragtag army of refugees. Kang blasts a lot of people with a disintegration laser, but then makes the strategic decision to only punch all the named characters. Eventually, the script writers remember it's an Ant-Man movie, so Kang is ultimately overwhelmed by an army of CGI ants. Oh, and MODOK is here. And then, right before they escape the quantum realm through a portal, Kang returns. Scott makes the MODOK is here. And MODOK.
So you mean to tell me that this guy looks like this guy? This guy? This guy. This guy. This guy. Alright. I can see why this movie did so bad.
Is here. And then, right before they escape the quantum realm through a portal, Kang returns. Scott makes the ultimate self-sacrifice by pushing the rest of his family to safety while he gets the beatdown of his life.
I don't have to win. We both just have to lose.
Just as it looks like he's about to die, Hope comes in through the closing portal to finish off Kang for good. Maybe. Scott and Hope get a big dramatic heroes looking out over victory wide shot, perfect for an ambiguous but hopeful cut to black cliffhanger, and thus the movie ends with Scott and Hope trapped in the quantum realm with Cassie and the rest of the young Avengers having to work to get them back. Wait, another record scratch? That is like 2 times we've used the same bit this episode. No, actually, instead of being stranded in the quantum realm, Cassie immediately opens another portal to the real world somehow, and we get a weirdly abrupt happy ending coda almost entirely in VO, where Scott wonders whether Kang will return. And then 2 post-credit scenes in the end of the film teaser confirm that yes, he will return. So, that's the movie. And largely, it works as a film, I guess. Are there plot threads left awkwardly dangling? Absolutely. Is it an Ant-Man movie? No, definitely not. But all of those things weren't what set my theorist senses a-tingling. What really convinced me to start digging deeper here was the ending. Everything that happens from when Cassie turns the portal back on looks a lot like something that was put together after the fact in post-production, using a bunch of recycled B-roll, a few minimal reshoots, and new voiceover. I mean, Scott's self-sacrifice fake-out lasts less than a minute. Just from a visual storytelling perspective alone, doesn't fit the very affectionate, hug-it-out, family-above-all tone that the rest of the movie sets up. No big, how am I gonna get out this time moment. No big reunion scene on the other side of the portal. No restatement of the lessons that were learned along the way. This is Marvel Studios here, people. If that stuff ain't in there, it's because it wasn't shot to begin with. Kevin runs himself a tight ship.
The most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world, and it produces near perfect products.
And that conclusion is supported by leaks that happened as far back as last September, which said that, while no one was meant to die in the end, Hope and Scott were meant to get stranded in the quantum realm. That shot of Cassie turning on the portal, I suspect that it was originally going to be her activating something else entirely, possibly even as part of a post-credit scene. My personal headcanon is that she was flipping a switch to signal her father's old team to come help him. Our first confirmation that the Avengers are coming back, except this time, they're young. You wouldn't even
So are they gonna like use Stark Tower again? Because he just showed like a picture of it. So I don't really know if Wait, no, they're from different multiverses, aren't they, in this one? So they could like go back to a timeline when Iron Man was alive and he's black. Now that is wild. Like a bear.
even need to know who the Avengers actually
There's still
were at this
10
point.
minutes.
Just a tense zoom on a digital screen and then assemble. But also, a self-sacrificial ending here makes logical sense as well. See, while it might be a bit of an exaggeration to say,
Marvel movies all end.
Who watched She-Hulk? Like, let's be honest. That movie, I saw like clips of it and crap, and I'm never watching that. It wasn't even a movie, was it? It was a TV series. Yeah, no, I'd never watch that.
The same way.
Wait, who's saying that?
one thing you probably did notice is that heroic self-sacrifice happens a lot. Far and away the MCU's third favorite trope after bad dads and villains who are actually evil versions of the hero. Thor giving up Jane to stop Loki, Wanda losing Vision to destroy the Mind Stone, Black Widow yeeting herself off the cliff for the Soul Stone, Wenwu protecting his son from the Dweller in Darkness, Peter Parker giving up his life to fix the multiverse, and of course, Iron Man's sacrifice to snap away Thanos. Heck, the way that we know that Captain America is the goodest of the good guys is that he's a jump on the grenade guy at the beginning of his story, without needing to learn any lessons about humility or respect on the way. Be ready to lay down your life for others is the moral baseline of the MCU. It's the thing that makes the good guys here. Even newer characters are being put to the same tried and true test. In Multiverse of Madness, America Chavez is only able to defeat evil Wanda after she says that she'd be willing to sacrifice herself for the
And that movie was so confusing. The Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I watched that one. It was so confusing. Like, this American Chavez dude, or woman, I guess. All of a sudden, Strange just says, "You can do it, girl." And then she's like, "Yeah, you're right. I can." And then it's like some Disney movie or something, where she just shows him her kids and she's like, "Oh, man, I feel sorry. I didn't realize I had kids," or something. It's like they're really not very self-aware. Yeah, that's how you say it.
good of the many. Then
And also, she's just a knockoff Captain America with actual powers.
and only then is she able to become a Marvel hero who can sucker punch someone who once held her own against Thanos. What all of these stories have in common is that the sacrifice is the payoff to an arc in the growth of the character. Thor learns how to put others' needs ahead of his own. America stops running from her problems. Tony
Like, how are you going to have actual superpowers and be worse than the dude from the 1970s? Like, how are you going to have powers and be worse than him? Let alone a power to, like, go across different dimensions and everything. How are you going to be worse than a dude with super strength? And not even super strength. It's just stronger, and it's just a guy who went to the gym for a little bit of time. Not a little. It's just a guy who went to the gym for a while.
He's been trying to make up for being an arms dealer since he became Iron Man. And here's the thing, Ant-Man movies have already used the trope. In the first film, Scott shrinks to quantum size to protect Cassie 1.0, and therefore stop the man who would be MODOK, even though as far as he knew, there was no coming back from that choice. Why then would they do the same kind of payoff here again in the third outing? Well, here's one possibility. What if that subplot about Scott and Cassie butting heads over when and how to get involved in other people's fights that just kind of resolves itself in one scene was originally meant to be a much bigger deal? As in, the entire point of the movie kind of bigger. One thing I made fun of in my plot summary about the movie, but that's really frustrating when you actually watch it, is how slowly Janet reveals information about Kang. She knows that he's been down here the entire time. In fact, she's the one who helped Kang rise to power. She's the reason all of this is happening and why all these Rick and Morty rejects are being oppressed. But the movie delivers that information to us in a weird way. They drip feed it to us at a snail's pace, like much longer than a typical movie would deliver this information. They keep the name of the villain secret for a bunch of the runtime of the film, referring to Kang as him. All of them talking in hushed.
Did the Wasp chick cut her hair for just like this movie? Because I swear I remember seeing pictures with her with long hair. Unless that was some other chick with just like guns that went bang, 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 bang. I don't know, man. I'm just the guy who watches this.
Tones much longer than you would expect. And the fact that Janet is split up from Scott and Cassie means that even when she does finally find the time to explain her backstory like an hour into the film, Scott and Cassie still wouldn't know the danger that's around them. I suspect that the film was originally structured this way so that Kang's appearance and the fact that he's evil would be a big middle of the movie reveal. Now, that might seem like a big leap, but consider what this does to the character arcs in the film. What if, in an earlier version of the movie, Scott didn't take Cassie's side right away? Instead, he kept trying to only protect her. As a result, he takes up Kang's go get a thing for me offer willingly despite her objections because from his perspective, hey, we don't know what's happening down here really. He seems to be the guy in charge. Why are we assuming the weird aliens who made us drink goo are the good guys? That then reinforces the opening beats of the movie, the generational gap and their different priorities. Then it all goes wrong and the rest of the story plays out mostly the same. Hey, I'm Kang. Thanks for helping me achieve my true power. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna go oppress everything. Look at what that does. Scott suddenly realizes that he was wrong all along. He feels guilty for enabling this villain and needs to do an MCU heroic sacrifice, trademark, to atone for it, thereby reaffirming his good guy status while also establishing Cassie as having had the clearer, more righteous moral judgment all along. There's even this really strange moment in the actual film that makes me feel like we're really onto something here. Just before the big final battle, Scott stands up in giant man mode to confront Kang, and he has this angry line.
Why doesn't he just go into giant mode all the time? Because isn't he like really strong in giant mode? So why would he ever go into tiny mode? Because people could just step on him pretty easily, I feel like. Unless he also has super strength as a tiny dude. But I doubt that because that's just not how math works or something. It's either math or English. I don't really know.
Shouting more seriously than we've ever heard this character sound, "We had a deal. Our word is our bond." Which, okay, he's mad. He should be. But why is he outraged that Kang, a guy he just found out existed, a guy that he only knows as an evil dictator, Scott
It's because he's black. He's racist.
really that surprised that he was dishonest with him? He has no reason to have assumed that he could trust Kang, unless all of that is a remnant from a version of the story where he did. Gotta tell you, theorists, all the pieces are in place for us. It fixes the broken story arcs, it explains the awkwardly paced storytelling, it corrects the uncomfortable and reshot ending. Kang's heel turn was meant to be a twist reveal rather than a core part of all the marketing. So why then did they make such a drastic change, and in the process butcher this movie to pieces? Because I suspect that this wasn't meant to be a Phase 5 movie, this was meant to be the end of Phase 4. Let me explain. If I'm right about what this movie's plot and ending were meant to be, look at what we're left with. A dark story about oppression, not trusting authority, and an ideological divide between older and younger generations of heroes. That doesn't sound like an Ant-Man movie, but it does sound like a Marvel Phase 4 project. For all its disjointed weirdness, Phase 4 did have itself a consistent theme: instability. Characters grappling with the realization that defeating Thanos, literally thwarting the end of the universe, didn't end every other problem forever. They're still suffering, injustice, inequality. Some of it got even worse, and now there are big disagreements over what to do about that, especially between people who feel like the biggest fight ever has already been won and those who think the fight has only just started, which of course falls across generational lines. And it's here that we pit a rising crop of young heroes who want to fight the power and often hail from backgrounds that are
Never give me an Avengers movie with these four. Never do that in my life. Call me sexist, call me whatever. I don't care. Nobody would want to see that. They would get like 2 views in the movie theaters. Nobody would want to see that. I'm sorry. No one would.
Well, less significantly heavy on white guys named Chris against older heroes who just want to retire. Hawkeye and Ant-Man just want to be dads. The Hulk is into meditation now. The entire nation of Wakanda just wants to be left alone.
Yeah, why'd they do that to the Hulk? Like, they had such a good character, and then they just made him smart. That made me so mad in Endgame.
Alone again. And if you're really into heavy-handed metaphors, in Multiverse of Madness, Scarlet Witch goes full supervillain by trying to rip the life force out of a Latina teenager in order to resurrect a fake version of the American dream that only ever existed in her imagination. Even the blackest sheep of Phase 4, Thor Love and Thunder, got in on these same themes of instability and generational...
So he calls the worst movie The Black Sheep. Okay, I'll see how it is.
change. I mean, the bad guy wants to literally kill every god. You don't get much more anti-authority than that. And the movie ultimately agrees with Gore. We see that the gods do suck. Thor is only able to win by blowing up his franchise's chosen one conceit, by declaring that all the kids are worthy to be Thor, and that anything from random junk to a teddy bear can be as good as Mjolnir.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if it's the worst movie. I've heard that it's really, really bad, and judging based on that clip, it seems very, very bad, so I'm not gonna watch it.
That right there, that is Phase 4's narrative in one place. The system is falling apart, the people in charge are either corrupt or failing to fix it, the young people know what's what, and they're the ones who are gonna save us. The righteous path for any OG Avenger still kicking around is to aid, mentor, and pass that torch to the next generation.
Do not pass that torch to those four. Do not. Do not. I repeat. Oh, no, that's too far.
This path for any OG Avenger still kicking around, will know what's.
Do not pass the torch to these four Avengers. I do not care what you do. She's good with a bow and arrow. She can use her powers when Doctor Strange tells her to believe in herself for some reason. Wait, no, she's good with arrows. Who's this chick? And who's her? Who is that? That's some 12-year-old off the side of the street. And then that's the only chick I know.
What, and they're the ones who are gonna save us.
And I guess Hawkeye's
righteous
kid.
path for any OG Avenger still kicking around is to aid, mentor, and pass that torch to the next generation. Ant-Man getting tricked into empowering a time-hopping multiversal dictator, him and the Wasp getting trapped and needing help from a younger generation of heroes, sounds like a solid way to bring all these themes together and end this arc of storytelling on a cliffhanger that then gets us eager for the next major chapter of the story in the new Phase 5. So then why would they have changed Quantumania's story?
They called it the blip.
But in this case, I'm talking about the real-world blip 2020. COVID happened, not only delaying movie release dates, but the entire real-world global economy. Movie production was at a standstill. Theaters were closing. People were turning to YouTube and TikTok for their entertainment. Suddenly, the pressure was on for Marvel to single-handedly save the cinema. Things had to be churned out as fast as possible whenever they were able to get finished. Looking at Marvel's original release schedule for Phase 4, you see that the plan was to gradually introduce the multiverse, as opposed to throwing it all out there at once. No longer was there a chance to slowly build up to the reveal of Kang. He had to be put out there front and center. People loved Thanos after all, they'll have to love this guy too. Make Endgame happen again because the world almost ended and the movie biz is on the verge of dying. Pander to how corporate suits see Gen Z. Make sure that the fans are satisfied by giving them MODOK. They've been asking for him for a while. Bigger scale, bolder choices, multi-screen viewing experiences. Look at this graph of MCU content released by year. 2021 had 5 times the amount of content of any other year before it. It was a rush, a move of desperation to recover after a year without theaters. Except in all of this rush, they forgot why people came out to these movies in the first place. The stories, the characters, not gears of a plot working together or fan service for the sake of fan service. Earned moments with tight narratives. Compelling stories that made sense without massive plot holes. Not an over-reliance on quippy dialogue, but dialogue that was funny because yeah, that would be what that character would say in that moment. What's killing the MCU right now, and especially Quantumania here, are moves that are made out of panic, self-doubt, a lack of confidence in the stories that they plan to tell, re-edits that result in choppy, uneven, compromised narratives as films are hacked to pieces. It took the Marvel brand, which used to act as a seal of quality, and it's now reduced it into something that, yeah, maybe I'll go see that when it airs on streaming. The last time a studio acted in this sort of panicked way, rushing to get to the next big event, that was DC. We're still watching how long it's taken them to turn things around. And there you have it, theorists, the darker story for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Are we right? Totally off? Will we ever know?
I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what he was talking about throughout this whole thing. I don't know what he was trying to prove. I don't know what he was trying to do or whatever. But Marvel sucks now. That's all that I figured out through this. I didn't mean to press that. I meant to double click. So anyway, we're going to go to our next video now by YouTube. And our next video is the rise of Prime Hydration. Is it worth $3 billion?
Prime Hydration is a drink company that has taken the world by storm. Thanks to its unique approach to social marketing and the power of influencer endorsement, this drink has become so popular that it is now poised to become a billion-dollar business. So how did this drink company get started in the first place? For that, I have to take you all the way back.
Wait, is there a NASCAR for Prime now? That's actually huge if they did that. I know they went to the UFC, which is Prime drink NASCAR. I didn't mean to press block. Images. Is that real? No way. That is crazy. Wow. I don't think that one's real. I'm pretty sure that one's fake. Well, yeah, no, I think it's fake. But I'm pretty sure this one actually is real because it came from something. I don't know, man. That is crazy.
August 2018, where KSI and Logan Paul had their first ever amateur boxing match. This boxing match was the most viewed amateur boxing match to have ever taken place. This was the start of an insane rivalry, and the boxing was some of the best influencer boxing we had ever seen, but it ended with a draw. So of course they had to redo it and settle the beef once and for all. So now we travel to Los Angeles in November of 2019, where Justin Bieber walked out Logan Paul in the Staples Center, and this boxing match went all the way to the bell, where KSI won by decision. And then
I really held his hand up there at the end, thinking that he won. I never noticed that. Watch it. Look at this.
Won by decision.
Right, hang on.
Center. And this
Look at
boxing
this.
match went all the way to
His
the bell,
hand up,
where
thinking he's about to win.
won by
He just
decision.
puts it
And
back.
then silence until January of 2022,
Oh, man.
the official release of Prime Energy in the United States. The success of Prime Hydration is due in large part to the marketing efforts of Logan and KSI, two of the biggest names in the influencer space. They have leveraged a massive following to promote the drink, creating viral videos, and the community making taste test videos and many other videos about Prime, just like this one. And think about all of that free promo. However, it is not just the power of the influencer marketing that has made Prime Hydration such a success. The drink itself is a masterclass in health and wellness, offering a refreshing, delicious alternative to the sugary sports drinks that have dominated the market.
They actually just kind of add a fake sugar in there, or I forget what they call it. But it's really, it definitely is better for you than Gatorade. But it's not that much better for you because they just put like a fake sugar in there so they can put the sugar count down. I think it's called like sucrose. I don't know.
Market for decades. So did KSI or Logan Paul come up with the idea for Prime? Well, it's a little bit more interesting than that. Prime Hydration was created by Congo Brands, a company run by Trey Steiger and Max Clement, who have a knack for creating great products and leveraging influencers to build consumer businesses. They approached Logan Paul.
Wait, so this isn't even their full business? No, because on Logan's podcast, he said he approached KSI with like he said, yeah, he wanted to make a drink. And then KSI also said that he was in the works of making a drink. So how does that make sense? Unless they were just lying. Or maybe there's some different context clues to it. I don't really know. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened on his podcast one day.
Paul with the idea for Prime Hydration, and he immediately was impressed with their vision and quality of the drink. Logan,
No, because Logan Paul reached out to KSI first. So how does that make? I don't know, man. Let's just watch the video.
and then reached out to KSI to see if he would be interested in joining forces with him and Congo Brands, which obviously only.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. How do people get this information? Because Logan, I don't think he's mentioned anything about Congo Brands or whatever it's called, or KSI. I don't think either one of them mentioned anything about Congo Brands. They've always just said that they've made it, at least from what I know.
Makes sense due to their boxing matches and every time they get together, resulting in millions and millions of views. KSI then obviously agreed. He saw the potential in Prime Hydration and was eager to get involved. And it is believed that KSI, Logan Paul, Trey, and Max own each about 20% of Prime Hydration, with the other 20% owned by investors. Since its launch in January of 2022, Prime Hydration has been selling out everywhere.
Right,
Even now, where with the other 28 and Max own each about 20% of
Only 20%? 20%. They only own 40% of the... It's got to be more than that. Like, if we're really thinking about it, KSI and Logan Paul had to own more than 20% of the company. If they're the ones going around saying that they made it and stuff. Like, I guess the investors and crap, they do need a percentage, but I don't think, like... I wouldn't think they'd have, like, 20%. I don't know, man.
Of Prime Hydration, with the other 20% owned by investors. Since its launch in January of 2022, Prime Hydration has been selling out everywhere. Even now, at the time of recording this video, every single product on their website is sold out, and it can be extremely difficult to find in stores. The scarcity has only fueled the demand for Prime Hydration, making it even more of a must-have item. This has not come without consequences. This has also led to the resale value of Prime being 3 to 5 times more expensive per bottle being sold on websites like eBay. There is even rumors that store employees are buying the Prime before it hits the shelf and then sell it per bottle for $5 to $15.
Yeah, no, we got like all these stores around us who just buy Prime. They don't even get it shipped to them. They buy it and then they make us pay like $3.50 for it in their store. This is crazy. Probably not like $3.50. I know it's like $3, $3.50. I don't know. It's somewhere around there. It's crazy though.
One thing that sets Prime Hydration apart from other sports drinks on the market is its emphasis on health and wellness. Unlike traditional sports drinks, which are packed with sugar and artificial ingredients, Prime Hydration has made it a goal to come out with a more healthy alternative, which includes coconut water and electrolytes with just 25 calories, no added sugar, and only 10 milligrams of sodium per serving. Prime Hydration is a much healthier choice than other sports drinks like Gatorade and even Powerade, which have as much as 140 calories, 34 grams of sugar, and 270 milligrams of sodium per serving. But Prime Hydration's committed to health and wellness doesn't stop at its original drink. In January 2023, they have released a new product called Prime Energy, a healthier energy.
Don't drink those. They taste awful. Just try. I mean, the blue and the pink one are okay. The blue one is the best in my opinion. It's pretty much just a carbonated blue raspberry Prime Hydration. The pink one, I don't know what's wrong with it. It just tastes weird. I mean, it does taste good, though. The other ones, don't try them. Orange mango sucks. Lemon lime sucks. Tropical punch, it sucks. It's definitely. I like the tropical punch a little bit better than the hydration drink. But it sucks. Also, never buy the sticks. Only buy the blue Prime sticks and maybe the ice pop ones. I've never had those. But only buy the blue Prime sticks. The tropical punch one, it tastes so weird. And the lemon lime one just tastes like piss. Like, honestly.
Drink that has 0 sugar, 200 milligrams of caffeine, 300 milligrams of electrolytes, and get this, only 10 calories. This new product has been a huge hit, with consumers loving its refreshing taste and the fact that it gives them a much needed boost of energy without all of that sugar and artificial ingredients found in traditional energy drinks. And I feel like this is a prime time to let you guys know, subscribe to the channel. The success of Prime Hydration has not gone unnoticed in the sports world either. They are now the official sports drink of the UFC.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Isn't enough for.
I'm not going to do that to him. I'll give him a like. You know, I'm watching the whole video. I might as well subscribe to him. Just like you should subscribe to me. Yeah. No, okay.
For you. They are also the official sports drink of Arsenal Football Club.
That is actually crazy,
two major organizations that have recognized the quality and health.
No, but like within less than a year, or maybe it is more than a year, yeah. I don't really know. Within less than a year, I'm going to say, they've already partnered with the UFC, partnered with Arsenal, and then NASCAR, I guess, now. That is crazy. Just a bunch of YouTubers. One from Ohio and then the other one just screaming at his Xbox. Dang.
health benefits of the drink. And if you guys thought that was everything, to cap it all off, Prime Hydration has made history as the first ever influencer brand to have a Super Bowl commercial, cementing
That too, the Super Bowl commercial and him being in the WWE. That's just crazy.
its status as a major player in the sports drink market. Looking into the future, it is clear that Prime Hydration is just getting started, launching in the US, India, the United Kingdom, and just recently into Australia. There is no telling how far this innovative company can really go. Prime Hydration.
Oh, hang on, I want to watch that Mr. Beast video. I'm probably gonna watch this one next. Anyway, bye YouTube.
How did Mr. Beast Burger make $15 million in less than 48 hours and open 300?
Oh, wait. Hang on. Let me go ahead and do a little YouTube intro, you know. How Mr. Beast Burger made $15 million in 48 hours. Let's check it out.
How did Mr. Beast Burger make $15 million in less than 48 hours and open 300 restaurants in less than 24 with zero restaurant experience? This is the rise of the Beast Burger empire.
That looks like a pretty crappy burger right there. They just showed.
This is the rise.
Like, look at that. Who wants charred burger on the top with like red around it? That just looks like a terrible burger. Am I right or am I right?
Rise of the Beast Burger empire. How could this random kid from North Carolina who had a YouTube channel that started with him saying Logan Paul 100,000 times create the fastest growing fast food burger ever? It all started more than 6 years ago when Mr. Beast was beginning to figure out YouTube. He talks about how he would work with his friends on trying to make better YouTube videos by looking at thousands of thumbnails, videos, and titles to understand what made people want to click and watch.
Basically what I did was I somehow found these other like 4 lunatics. 3 of us were college dropouts, 1 was a high school dropout.
I've been trying to do that recently. Just look through other YouTubers' thumbnails and just figure out which one does best and whatever. But I can't seem to figure it out, and I can't really find anyone around me who's also doing YouTube, so.
And one, I don't know, he just like quit his job. We were all super small YouTubers, and we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral.
Mr. Beast did not get lucky. He put in the work, and after uploading videos that were not getting views, he would learn what he needed to change, what he needed to improve. He continued to do this and began to find success on YouTube. He learned the psychology behind the click. Now this is important as we continue over the next 6 years. Mr. Beast continued to refine his understanding of what made people interested and what made a viral idea. Mr. Beast learned how to make things better. He learned that you need people to help you that are good at things that you are not so good at, or the things that you don't like. Mr. Beast knew he was a terrible video editor, and he knew if he wanted to succeed, he would have to find an editor that was significantly better than him.
Because I just kind of got to the point where I was like, I can't stand editing. I'd edited probably like 1,000+ videos in my life at that point, between that channel and other things I'd done. I was just like, I just don't want to do this. I just want to make videos.
How do you make a viewer that watches your YouTube video care enough to want to go and buy one of your products? This was something he would fully have to understand before Beast Burger would ever succeed. And this was something he learned with merchandise. And he thought if you could show your audience that you were in it for the long run and make the best possible quality content for them that they would enjoy, they would be way more likely to want to support you as a creator. Mr. Beast had a ton of success with his merchandise, which taught him how to convert his audience from viewers to customers. I'm sure even you know, to become very successful at something, you must find the right person to help you. MrBeast learned this through YouTube, like I talked about with finding editors and thumbnail makers, and applied it to MrBeast Burger. He found some of the best chefs in the world to help him make the perfect recipe for his burger. But MrBeast had no knowledge of understanding how to run a restaurant either. So he found a company called Virtual Dining Concepts, a company that would help him connect with tons of restaurants that would allow him to make his food all over the United States. The company was then able to work with the chef MrBeast had to make the burgers to create all of the different burger recipes so that the restaurants could learn how to properly make all of his burgers and items on his menu.
Right, MrBeast is such a smart dude. Like, honestly, I don't know if you guys know. How old is he? Like 24 or something? Yeah, he's like 24 and he's already done all this stuff. He could be a billionaire right now if he didn't put all that money into his YouTube videos. If he stopped making videos after his next one that he posts, I guarantee you he'd be a billionaire within 5 years. Without a doubt in my mind, he could be a billionaire within 5 years.
Things are beginning to get even more real. MrBeast announces the app to find Beast Burger. This is the moment of truth. How will the internet take this idea? The answer after this short commercial break. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, drop a like, and turn your notifications on. Commercial break.
Maybe you should listen to him. All right, go ahead and go and subscribe to Wild Ace Facts. I'm already subscribed to him. I'll even leave a like on this video. He's a pretty good video maker, and I don't think he gets enough credit.
For the most part, everybody seemed to love it. I mean, think about it. Getting to try your favorite YouTuber's brand new product, and it gets delivered straight to your door. However, this didn't come without a little...
And then it just tastes like a worse McDonald's burger. Yeah, I wonder what it did. Oh, that does not look good. That better not be what it looks like.
Backlash. If you guys haven't seen my video on DoorDash, I talk about how delivery drivers are not a part of any of these major companies. You just sign up and any person can start delivering food. The problem with this is that you don't really have a boss, which means you can drive slow and you don't have to worry about getting in trouble. But the problem with this is it results in MrBeast subscribers getting cold food. And with over 300 restaurants that had to learn an entirely new menu in less than 24 hours, some of the food was undercooked, resulting in people being very...
Okay, so even if you don't know how to cook the food, you should still be hiring people that know how to, like, not cook a burger completely pink.
Frustrated. Most of these people noticed that it wasn't MrBeast's fault. He was just somebody with the idea. But MrBeast knew he would have to do something, so he decided to shrink the radius of how far you could order from the restaurant. Therefore, delivery times would be faster, the food would not have time to get cold, and the restaurants wouldn't have to make quite so many burgers. This pretty much fixed the entire problem. And just like my other video on Prime Hydration, tons and tons of people on social media
watch that video on Prime Hydration. Go ahead and go check it out.
Made videos on trying out MrBeast Burger with an overwhelming positive review from the creators, which resulted in tons of free promo for MrBeast.
Beast Burger, obviously that's everywhere.
Why is Logan Paul shirtless almost everywhere he goes? I always had that question, because I always see him walking around with his shirt off. I mean, like, just put a shirt on.
Yep, over 1,000 locations.
Over 1,000 locations. The fries are amazing.
Every time I talk to him,
I love the
he's
fries.
Like, did you know your fries are amazing? I'm like, yes.
The fries are really good.
I get it. The fries are good.
The fries are really good.
The problem with the majority of influencer-made products is longevity. The way to create a product that outlasts a creator is to give the product its own branding. MrBeast knows this firsthand, and that's why he gave it its own logo and put it online. Even though his name is in the title of the company, it still has its own identity. He also didn't just make his own website for the burger like we talked about. You can order it on Grubhub. Even create a product that outlasts a creator. Products is long.
Whatever happened to Hulk Hogan's pasta? I feel like something bad happened to it. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Now, Paulson Mania resides as one of the great wrestling oddities in the heart and minds of wrestling fans. The venture wasn't enough to sour Hogan on the restaurant business competitively. However, for fans looking for a Hulkster themed dining experience, they can head to Hogan's. No, that's not what happened. Never mind. I can't find anything about it.
Longevity. The way to create a product that outlasts a creator is to give the product its own branding. Mr. Beast knows this firsthand, and that's why he gave it its own logo and put it online. Even though his name is in the title of the company, it still has its own identity. He also didn't just make his own website for the burger like we talked about. You can order it on Grubhub, DoorDash, pretty much the majority of your food delivery services. The next thing Mr. Beast would have to do is expand outside of the United States, which is exactly what he did. Opening in Canada and the United Kingdom, he would also have to expand the amount of restaurants he had, allowing for more people to order the burger, which on Joe Rogan's podcast, he just recently disclosed he has now more than 1,600 virtual restaurants from the original 300.
Wait, first of all, where's Mr. Beast Burger? How many of them do you have?
So right now we don't have any physical. We have 1,600 virtual restaurants.
Oh, so you order it online and then they deliver it?
Yeah. So like, let's say you own a mom and pop restaurant. You literally just sign up, go through the course. You learn how to make all the stuff on a menu, and you just order our ingredients and our packaging, and then you just flick it on Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, and you can start taking orders. And we let you keep a majority of the revenue.
He also talks about how he wants to open more in real life stores. The real test is he will have to make the burger so popular, random people that do not know who Mr. Beast is will try the burger, like it enough to want to order it again, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm curious to know, have you guys ever had Mr. Beast Burger? Let me know down in the comments. Was it hot?
Alright, that's pretty much the end of that video. Never had Mr. Beast Burger. Let me know in the comments if it was alright or not, if you've ever had it. Let's see. Which one of these should I do first? I think we're going to watch the Clippers and Russell Westbrook one. First win since acquiring Russell Westbrook.
Memphis Grizzlies. It's the first win with Russell Westbrook on the roster. Los Angeles gave up 51 points in the...
Guarantee you Skip Bayless said something about how bad the Clippers are and how bad Russ has been playing, and he's the reason for it. No, he's going to say how good the Clippers are. Guarantee you Skip Bayless says something about how good the Clippers are, but how bad Russ is, and he's a cloud hanging over the Clippers.
Third quarter, they were down 15 entering the fourth. Then they rallied back for that big W. Shannon, what does last night tell you about Russ and the Clippers?
Nothing. They won. They beat the Grizzlies without their best player. This is the Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, Skip. Everybody thought they was going to get when they got the Clippers. When Kawhi signed as a free agent and they traded for Paul George, this was the kind of production that everybody thought they would see on a normal occurrence. But Kawhi's been injured, in and out of the lineup. He missed all of last season. He's been load managing. Paul George has been injured, in and out of the lineup, load managing. So we haven't seen what we saw last night nearly enough. But give them credit. They found a way. They gave up 51, but I still say it again, Skip, it's because of their defense. Offensively, we know they can score because they have two elite-level scorers. Kawhi is an all-NBA player. Paul George is an all-NBA player. They got enough offense. Skip, they gave up 51 points in the fourth in a quarter. That tells me you're not playing any defense.
God, 51 points in a quarter. You know, there's no way that was Skip's pick for the finals. I still don't know why they put Russ in the starting lineup, though. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. How much time is Canada? Yeah, 1 hour awarded. No, I was talking about videos for me to react to. not videos for me to do. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to be able to do. I might just do these last two because it's getting late and I got to wake up early.
Give them credit. They buckled down, and then they went and they outscored them, but they still gave up. If I'm not mistaken, Skip, I still think they gave up what? Look at my notes right quick. Lost my note. But
Yeah, for the game, you mean?
What they give up? What they give up? No, what they give up in the fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter was 38-17. So Memphis scored 17.
They buckled. See,
they did.
They buckled down in
They did.
They buckled down in the fourth quarter.
They did.
Gave up 51 in the third. Gave up 17 in the fourth.
Yep.
Skip, that's where they're going to win the game. They're going to win the game on the defensive end. They have more than enough offense because you have two guys that can go get you 30 with ease. Kawhi is a very efficient player. Paul George is not the efficient player that Kawhi is, but he's streaky.
Yeah.
He get hot.
He is.
He can go on a run by himself or go get 15, 16, 17 points in a quarter. He can go get you 20. If they score 30, he can get you 20 of those 30.
Yeah.
And we saw last night, Kawhi and Paul George, the final 28, they had 25 of those final 28 points that the Clippers scored. So this is what we were expecting to see from Kawhi and Paul George. But the question is, Skip, are they going to play any defense? When y'all going to start playing defense? Because look at the score. What was the final score last night, Skip?
It was 135-129.
Hey, that was the final score without Ja. How is Ja not going to play and the Clippers are only going to beat him by 6 points? They need to get rid of Russ, honestly. Russ just, I don't know what he does to teams. Because Lakers, they've been like something and one without Russ. New look Lakers. Lakers are looking good, honestly. They don't even have LeBron or D'Lo in the lineup.
See? Again, look at it. You gave up 129 points, Skip. See? You remember? Think about what you gave, Skip. Think about how many points that you've given up over the last 5 games. A 176, a 130 this, a 130 that, a 129. You're going to lose a lot of those games.
Okay. On the bright side, I was extremely impressed. They even won the game last night because I thought they were cooked. You give up 51 at home to basically the backup Memphis point guard scoring 20, Tyus Jones, scoring 20 in the quarter. I look at the numbers Memphis put up in a quarter, and it looks like they had good games. You know, like these numbers would stand up as good game numbers. Because Jaren Jackson had 11, and Desmond Bane had 11, and Aldama came off the bench and had 7. They have 51 points. They win 51-30 in the third quarter. And
Luke Kennard had 15.
He did. He had 15. And yet,
5 of 5 from 3.
Okay. And yet, and he used to be a Clipper, by the way. To their credit, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George said, that's enough. And to use your phrase, they summonsed it up on defense. And
You know, if you're telling me Kawhi and Paul George are going to play defense really good every night, I'd say they have a chance to win probably in the second round. But I don't think they're getting to the conference championship at all. Even with PG and Kawhi playing good defense. Maybe if Russ cuts it down to 2 turnovers a game instead of 4 or 6 or whatever he's averaging, then they might actually have a chance. But other than that, I
they
doubt
locked
it.
him down. And listen, they went into attack mode because all of a sudden Eric Gordon's coming in. He can still play defense at a high level, and he just took Tyus Jones out of the game in the fourth quarter. But sometimes Kawhi would take him. They were rotating defenders on Tyus Jones. What is he, 6'1" or whatever he is?
6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot maybe. But it took that. And they go on an early 17-0 run in the fourth quarter, and Paul George scored the first 8 of those 17, and Kawhi scored the last 9. And for the whole fourth quarter, Kawhi had 15 points. Well, it took that for them to erase the deficit. Okay, now, back to the big picture. They locked in, they buckled down, and they pulled off a game that would have been their ultimate embarrassment to lose to a team, obviously without Ja, without Dylan Brooks, without Clark. The poor man blew his Achilles.
I didn't even know they were missing those players. I thought they were just missing Ja. And they only won by 6 points. Yeah, Clippers aren't getting anywhere. even if Kawhi and Paul George play good defense, the Russ is just going to turn it over like 6 to 10 times. It's just stupid. I mean, get rid of Russ. Are they stupid?
Achilles out without Steven Adams. To your point, Memphis is deep enough that they can scare the hell out of you, and they'll probably scare the hell out of the Lakers when they play, what is it, Wednesday night? Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night. Okay. What I still don't like about the Clippers is the Westbrook cloud, because actually Russ played his best game as a Clipper. I need to hark back to what happened on Friday night because I watched the whole thing because I'm in awe of it. But Russ was very good on offense against the Sacramento team that we both agree is legit, and had them on the ropes at Sacramento. And if I can show you, Shannon, what happened down the stretch of this game, let me get it exactly right here. Okay, so it's 15 seconds left. They're up 1 at Sacramento. And could I show you what happened? 15 seconds left. And here's a cross-court pass to Russ. And are you believing this? We got to see it one more time.
Right.
It's just a routine NBA pass, and it goes right through his hands. How can you do this? You're up 1 with 15 seconds left, and you're not only are you wide open over there, but the ball just goes right through your hands. I've always said, worst pair of hands I've ever seen on any point guard, like at high school, college, or pro level, is Russell Westbrook. Well, that's the turnover of the year for the Clippers because you got Sack on the ropes. You're going to win the game. You're up 1. You can cash right there. The game's going to be over. And then last night, after all that I raved about what Kawhi did and Paul George did in the fourth quarter, I'm going to show you Russ's 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter, and they came at 7:41 as the first one. They're down 10 points at this point, and as you know, Shannon, it's so demoralizing. He's dribbling the ball, and he just loses the ball, okay? Knocks out a bad, it's off Russ, and then this is the other turnover. This is a little later. It's just a bad idea pass. That was with 5:19 left. My point to you is this, Shannon, they're so demoralizing. You were down 10 at 7:41 and then down 4 at 5:19. Those kind of turnovers, when you're on a roll and roaring back, they can just take the heart out of a basketball team where you're like, what are you doing?
They can.
Because you can't turn it over. If you're down 15 going to the fourth quarter, you can't risk an ugly turnover because everybody just looks at each other and says, well, that's it. We just shot ourselves in the foot again. So that's what I don't love about Russ. But Ty Lue's hanging with him, playing him high minutes. Fourth quarter, Russ played all 12 minutes of the fourth quarter and had those 2 turnovers. But Ty Lue he's going to go down with his pride goeth before the fall. They're not doing what the Lakers did. They're not limiting him to 28 minutes coming off the bench. They're playing him starters minutes. They're playing him full fourth quarter minutes. And here we go, and there they went. And to me, I just feel like the Clippers are doomed because they're trying to show you, the Lakers, that we can win with him in ways you can't win with him. And now, as you know, they're 1-6 with Russ in the starting lineup. And he finally won. That's the first game as a starter he's won in the last 16 tries. So he's now 1-15 over the last 16 games he's been a starter for an NBA team. It's just hard to watch and it's hard to overcome.
Think about this. How rare what the Clippers did last night. They're the first team since the 1991 Cavaliers to allow a 50-point quarter and win the game. Let that sink in. In over 3 decades, they're the first team to allow a 50-point quarter and still win the game. Now, they held Memphis to 35% shooting in the fourth quarter, 17% from the three-point line.
Yeah, that just shows that they're capable of. Why can't they do that the whole game? Like, I understand it's desperation time or whatever, but, like, even then, it doesn't make sense because, like, I don't know. Why would you just start trying to get back in the game then? Like, not wait until you're down by, like, 10 or so in the fourth or something. Third, I mean.
And Memphis still shot for the game 54% from the field, and 53% from the three-point line.
Yep.
Even though they held them to 17% in the third quarter and 35% in the fourth quarter. So
Okay.
let that sink in. So, and they still shot that. So again, it's defensively, not Russ. Everybody refuses to play defense until the fourth quarter, and they say, well, hold on, guys, we're getting embarrassed.
That is
We're about
true.
to be on a 6-game. We're about to lose our 6th game since the All-Star break. And no, that's unacceptable. So finally they decided to say, you know what, guys, just for 12 minutes, that's all Ty Lue probably told them for 12 minutes.
Yep.
Give me everything you got
Everything
defensively.
you got. They did.
They did, and they won the game.
They
But that's
won the
their
game.
problem, Skip. That's their problem, is on the defensive end.
Hard to watch.
Clippers sitting in that 8th spot, guys.
All right. I think that's probably going to be my last video. I had one more planned, but I'm just too tired, and I still have to get packed in like 2 hours. I'm probably going to get like 30 minutes of sleep, and it's going to suck, but oh well. Anyway, see y'all later. Focus on my finger. There it is. Bye. Okay, now I just have to awkwardly go over here and stop this stuff.